Today I share 10 reasons you should think before buying an iPhone X. The iPhone X is finally here. On September 13th, Apple unveiled the futuristic 10th anniversary edition of the flagship smartphone. Here are 10 reasons not to buy the iPhone X. Why the iPhone X sucks and why you should save your money. First of all, Number 1, Price. iPhone X is the priciest iPhone, nearly $130 higher than 256GB iPhone 7 Plus. True, components now are replaced by advanced versions, such as A11 processor, plus other fresh designs. But, hey, it's $1,000. The competitors have a very similar display at a lower price. Number 2, Storage. To be fair, with 64GB and 256GB options, the iPhone X are better off than any previous iPhone models. It isn't enough, though. Surely a $1,000 phone released near the end of 2017 ought to have more storage than an iPod from 10 years ago. But it doesn't. The iPod Classic, first released in 2007, started at 80GB. Apple thinks you need less storage on a phone that shoots 4K video, takes 12MP photos, runs augmented reality apps, and plays HD movies than you needed a decade ago on an MP3 player that used a click wheel. The iPhone X shoots borderline pro quality video, but its storage situation is worse than a cheap digital point-and-shoot. Number 3, Screen size. The notch that houses the front-facing camera and other sensors. It's just kind of there all the time, and Apple is embracing that. That should be perfectly fine in apps, but the notch is likely to obscure content from time to time. We've already seen that it sticks out into videos if you play them full screen in landscape orientation. The protrusion at the top of the 5.8-inch display of iPhone X seems to be an obstacle when playing movies and surfing the web. Number 5, Brightness and display. The user experiences say the display isn't that bright. Compared to the Galaxy Note 8, the iPhone 7 which has the same rated nits, 1240 nits and 625 nits, iPhone X appears very dim in a brightly lit room. OLED isn't perfect. OLED displays are more prone to color shifting. An OLED is also very vulnerable to burn-in. If you leave a certain image on an OLED screen for too long, you run the risk of that image being retained, or burned into, the screen over time. Number 6, Vital issue Face ID. It seems that Apple made a bad bet on Face ID. There's no home button or Touch ID. Apple iPhone X tried to become different by disable the fingerprint sensor and change it with Face ID or face detection to unlock screen lock at iPhone X. Unlocking your phone requires looking directly at it every time. Unless you want to go old school with the passcode. Apple said that using Face ID is more secure several times if compare with fingerprint sensor. But some users think the drawback of using Face ID because it is not so easy to operate. Number 7, Forced adapter life. With the new design, Apple is forcing you to buy things to use your iPhone X. For e.g., the fast charging cannot be activated without the expensive power brick, and you can't even plug in your brand new iPhone X into your MacBook without having to buy an adapter or a cable. Number 7, Backside glass design. We are quite taken aback that glass body iPhone would ever see the light of day again. After all glass design is more vulnerable and heavier than aluminum. We can only hope that glass technology changes quickly and the rumored OLED glass model is tough enough. Number 8, No headphone jack. No headphone jack is doomed as one of iPhone X cons. Number 9, File transfer. It's troublesome to transfer files between iPhone 8, iPhone X and computer. Apple makes it difficult to transfer data between iPhone and computer directly unless you rely on iTunes. Now with iPhone X, disadvantage is still available as in iPhone 7, iPhone 6s, iPhone 6. But iTunes' various drawbacks such as slowing down computer, complicated operation, putting you in risk of data loss, etc. urge you to search for an iTunes alternative to get rid of the iPhone X cons and disadvantages and transfer data to iPhone X with ease. Number 10, Battery Life. Fast battery drain is always one of iPhone drawbacks, and iPhone X is no exception. Even though iPhone X is equipped with a longer battery life to entice those with old iPhones to upgrade, the 2900 mAh isn't suffice for augmented reality task, 4K recording, or streaming, or other heavy data consumption tasks. Some users event report iPhone X exhausts even when there is 30% of battery left. Plus, the lack of non-removable battery is also one of the main iPhone X disadvantages, which means you cannot remove the battery even when there is a problem with it. You can think this 10 reason before buying iPhone X. We are not saying iPhone X is a worst model, all we are trying to say is it's not worth burning a hole in your pocket. For Apple, the iPhone is a business. It sells all the iPhones it makes, the exception seems to be the iPhone SE, so obviously it can price the new iPhone at any price that consumers are willing to pay. And so far we have seen that consumers are willing to pay a lot of money to Apple for the iPhone. Expecting high sales with both variants of the phone pegged at least $1,000 is a bit rich. Apple needs to understand that. Thanks for watching, please subscribe our channel.